Hello everyone, Shadefire here, and welcome to the park. Today we're taking a first impressions look at this. This is a short little psychological horror game that, interestingly enough, is based in the MMO The Secret World. Rather, it's an existing area in the MMO that has been turned into a standalone game, which is kind of neat. Secret World is one of those games I've played before, like once for a couple hours, and meant to go back to someday when I had actual people to play it with. But for now, we're looking at the park. Viewer discretion is advised. Please keep all arms and legs firmly within your seats during the duration of the park. Thank you for your cooperation.
In my heart and mind, I always return to Atlantic Island Park.
And thanks to Ross over at Accursed Farms, I actually know which part of the game this is from.
Where's Mr. Bear?
I haven't seen Mr. Bear, Callum. Stay in the car. I'll go and ask information.
So presumably this takes place before the outbreak of bad paranormal shit at Kingsmouth, I believe it's called. And yeah, this looks pretty similar to the art style I remember. And yeah, from what I've heard, this is actually just straight up a rip of the area.
The park is now closed.
I mean, obviously they would have added some stuff to make it look not destroyed.
At your earliest convenience. Employees prepare the park for shutdown.
Callum was born the day this place opened. This is his favorite place in the world.
Nathaniel Winter. I wonder if that's an important name.
What?
Hey, Lorraine. Lorraine. Don't blame yourself, Lorraine. People lose things all the time. Take a deep breath and think about the last place you saw your son's teddy bear. Hey, stop! I think your boy just ran into the park. I'll unlock the gates for you.
So, does the ticket taker guy know who we are? Or is she, like, hallucinating and that's why she's tripping out there? And he's actually someone who's dead.
Wait for Mommy, Callum!
This way, Mommy.
Jason! I mean, Callum!
Wait up there for Mommy, Callum!
Over here.
Okay, so for some reason when I shout for the kid, it puts a bubble around interactive stuff. Alright, let's read this flyer. Can't zoom in, so that's not much help.
Wait for Mommy, Callum! There's
Come on,
something
this
special
way.
about the entrance to an amusement park. A line drawn between the real world and the world of whimsy within. On this side, the apathy of our everyday lives. And on the other, anything we might dare to dream. It's no wonder Callum ran back inside. I wouldn't want to leave either.
Attention employees, the park is now closed.
I don't know, going to Wonderland, I never really got that feeling going through the gates. But I feel like amusement parks are maybe more of a played-up thing in the States. In the same way that big shopping malls are. Alright. It's taking us a long time to get up this escalator. Man, I don't have the option here, but normally I'm one of those people who walks up the escalator instead of waiting for it to push you to the top.
Oh God. The park. What happened here?
Oh, that's interesting. It's not a hold shift, it's just a toggle.
I'm not playing anymore, Callum. Come back.
Come on now, Callum. You've fucked with time and space. I think it's time for us to go back to the
You
car.
can't catch me.
Callum!
When I catch you, you're gonna get such a spanking.
Callum, come back here right now!
Callum, don't go in that creepy face. I'm sure there's probably something to read over on the other side, but this is a fairly short game, and I don't really want to finish it in this one video. Carrie Killian is Satan's whore.
Hello?
Over here.
I'm curious what the ties to Secret World are in this beyond just the setting and probably some of the paranormal stuff.
Too dark. I'm not going in there without a flashlight. Where did you go?
Over here.
Stop! Callum!
This way.
Like, I'm wondering if these names and notes and stuff will refer to stuff from the Secret World as, you know, important NPCs and stuff like that.
I think this belongs to Callum.
You think? You're not sure what your kid's shoes look like?
Come out, sweetie.
Come on, Mommy.
Chad the chipmunk, huh? Just a drunk guy in a suit.
And I believe you can get this costume in the Secret World as a tie-in to buying this game. I don't know if it was just a pre-order bonus or a, you know, perpetual bonus for buying it.
Where are you? I
Catch
wonder
me,
what this
Mommy.
is.
Can I seriously not, like, zoom in on this or get a textier version? Like, I imagine this is because I have the resolution turned down for, you know, my typical recording resolution. But most games can handle that. They actually scale up the things so you can read them. And not be like, well, it's as bad as playing the original Dead Rising on a CRT TV instead of a flat screen. Or widescreen, rather. Tunnel of Tales? Seems less exciting than a Tunnel of Love. So what do we got here? Bumper cars, Octotron,
Come on, Mommy.
Tunnel of Tales, House of Horrors, Sideshow Alley. So this place is not very big. They've only got like 6 rides.
Callum? Where'd you go? I'm not playing anymore, Callum.
Alright, let's take a ride.
Callum, stay where you are.
I've also never seen an amusement park that actually had one of these, like, duck/swan rides.
Near a great forest, there lived a poor woodcutter, his wife and his 2 children. A boy named Hansel and a girl named Gretel. They were very poor and had very little to bite or sup. "What will become of us?" the woodcutter asked his wife one night. "I tell you what, husband, we will take the children into the thickest part of the forest tomorrow and abandon them there." "No, my wife, I cannot do that," said the man.
Callum, where did you go?
"Then we will all 4 starve, you fool." Hansel and Gretel overheard
you could just
their
eat the
parents
children.
talking and Gretel began to weep. "Do not fret, Gretel," Hansel said. He crept out of the hut and gathered white stones from the ground to fill his pockets. The next morning, the woodcutter leads the children into the forest. Before they leave, their mother gives them a slice of bread and warns them that they will get no more food that day.
Or ever again.
Clever Hansel leaves a trail of white stones behind them as they pass into the woods. When their father leaves them, the children wait a while, then follow the trail back to their parents' house.
Wasn't it supposed to be just
After
breadcrumbs?
receiving a thorough scolding from their parents for getting lost in the woods, the children are sent to bed without any supper. Hansel tried to sneak out and collect more white stones, but found
I guess that would be
door
the second day.
was locked. "Tomorrow I will take them into the woods myself," the wife told the woodcutter. In the morning, their mother gave them a slice of bread and led them deep into the forest once again. Hansel broke his bread into pieces and left a trail of breadcrumbs to lead them safely home. But hungry-eyed birds snatched up the breadcrumbs and his trail was destroyed. Abandoned by their parents,
Are we really going to go through the whole Hansel and Gretel?
Home, the children wandered in the forest for 3 days. The children stumbled into a clearing with an exceedingly strange house. Its walls were made of gingerbread, and its windows were panes of clear sugar. Hansel, desperately hungry, ran forward and began to nibble on the walls. "Nibble, nibble, little mouse. Who is nibbling at my house?"
At least this narrator's
An
committed
old
to doing the
woman
voices.
emerged from the house, sniffing the air and peering around with cloudy eyes. "Oh, you dear children, who brought you here? Just come in and stay with me. No harm will come to you." But Hansel and Gretel stayed back, for the old woman reminded them of their cruel mother. "Come, children, don't be afraid. I have something for you." The old woman offered them 2 enormous lollipops. The children took them and began to eat. "You see, nothing to fear here. Come inside," the old woman urged, and the children, still licking their sweets, followed.
Follow me into this candy van.
Once inside the house, the old woman changed. She stuffed Hansel into a cage and put Gretel to work, sweeping and cleaning her hut. "Your brother will make a good mouthful," the old witch told Gretel.
Gross.
"Once he is fattened up, I shall feast upon him."
Oh, there's still so many more speakers.
Time passed, and poor Hansel refused to eat, fearing the day that the witch would eat him. The witch, for her part, grew impatient. "Today I will cook and eat your brother, Gretel. Climb inside and light the oven." But Gretel pretended not to understand.
What's an oven, Gov?
"I do not know how. Where is the opening?" "Fool," the old witch said. "The opening is here." And she
I don't know why
moved
the
to
German
show
child
Gretel.
would be British there.
Seizing her courage, brave Gretel gave the witch a shove, and the old crone tumbled forward into the oven. Gretel slid a large iron bolt over the door to the oven. Gretel freed her brother Hansel, and together they lit a fire beneath the oven. and though she screamed and begged, the children sat by the oven until her screams had stilled, and the witch was cooked.
And then they brought the witch home.
Because even children can't survive on sweets, they divided up the body of the old witch and ate her.
I was just saying they ate happily ever after. So, was that fun? Did you all enjoy that little story time? I'm not really sure if that's going to be relevant to our, Exorcist Swan. I'm just checking to make sure you enjoyed that, dearie. Very good. But I'm not really sure that's relevant to what's going on here so far. After all, it was the shitty child that ran off on their own, not the parents trying to dump her into the amusement park. Dump him. But that was very atmospheric and psychological, you say? Didn't you see all those parts where we went and the screen shuddered? I'm very psychologically scared right now.
Hansel and Gretel. I used to read it to Callum when the electricity was shut off.
Okay. I
Those
guess that's our
poor
relevance.
Children. The whole world against them. The forest, the birds, the old witch, even their own parents. I used to imagine that Callum and I were the kids in that story. Not mother and son, but brother and sister, hand in hand against the unkind world.
Well, that's also a little weird.
We were always hungry, looking for our own house made of candy, looking for the sweetness that could take the pain away. Hunger leads people to desperate, terrible places where the tree branches reach like claws.
I mean, if these people lived in such a big, expansive forest that they could dump their kids off, you think maybe they could forage a little from the forest.
Callum, tell Mommy where you are.
I like, too, that she's like, oh, whatever, the park's night now, that's weird. But then she's like, okay, I'm gonna sit here and go through this whole story and then reminisce and not be like, shit, where's my kid who's still missing? Got a Code Adam in the park.
Another accident. This place.
Seriously, that effect is silly, I guess? I don't know, it doesn't do anything. Another mostly unreadable note. Despite the constant interruptions to work, Atlantic Island Park will be opening on time. The governor is booked to cut the ribbon, so something can in question is whether Into will have my on clandestine customers. Just pretend we understood what that said. I'm sure there was some, but there's something about the park. Also, every time one of those, spooky moments happens, I have to re-hit shift to sprint again.
Hello?
What kind of amusement park doesn't have, paved paths?
Where are you, Callum?
I mean, I guess this is, a small coastal town amusement park. Ah, yes, the Octotron. Why is the octopus a
This
bird?
old thing used to make the blood run to my head. Make me dizzy. The guy just snapped. Those poor kids.
Wow, I can almost read this. So, some man in chipmunk suits making a creepy ice sculpture. And I guess he ice picked some kids for being rude. So, it's an octopus bird with cars on the ends of its tentacles. Okay. I'm sensing a theme here. I'm just not sure what it
Mommy needs to
is.
see you, Callum.
Mother duck said quack, 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 quack.
But only one little duck came back.
I can't get on while it's moving.
Again, you know, we do have to find our kid, but might as well take advantage of the Octotron while it's here. Increase speed.
I can't get on while it's moving. I can't get on while it's moving. I can't get on while it's moving. I can't get on while it's moving.
I'm glad they have two different lines for her reading. I can't get on what's moving.
I can't get on while it's moving. I can't get on while it's moving.
Just keep hitting decrease speed. Now, let me guess, it's gonna go scary fast and she's gonna panic. Mommy wants to get off, Callum. You're gonna ride forever and ever and ever. Was that like a big ass monster that I missed? I only caught like a shoulder. And that's what I was expecting to see, is someone at the controls while we were riding it. But you couldn't really get a good view on the booth, and they're gone.
Callum, stay where you are! Treachery hides in thoughts. Treachery that lashes like a whip and scars our insides. The first time I saw Callum, my thoughts betrayed me. I looked down at this wrinkled, red, bawling thing and I thought, is that it? We build our world from expectations, and the world that I had built for Callum was no different. He was so real, so there, and so far from my expectations. And they shattered, and as they fell in pieces, that one treacherous thought became a new foundation. All of the love that we shared, all of the warmth and goodness that followed, built on a single, traitorous thought.
Who talks like this when walking around an amusement park?
Where did you go?
Like, this is not exactly the kind of self-monologue I imagine you'd have. I guess ultimately this is just another walking simulator, a sort of Dear Esther wannabe, but rather than just hearing people you know nothing about talking to each other, it's just the character talking to herself and, like, monologuing. Oh, there's the octopus kraken thing. Is that a boss in Secret World? Because that would be great. You walk by the ride and it just, like, gets up and walks off of the thing, comes after you. There's a lot of vague whispering coming from these speaker poles. Alright, well, let's check out the bumper cars, and then maybe we'll call it for the park.
Constant crashes and 80s music. Guess it floats someone's boat.
Oh, maybe we won't get to ride them. After all, the bumper cars wouldn't be much fun by yourself.
Come back, Callum! Wait for Mommy!
I'm with him now. While transporting the bumper cars into the arena, something came untied, causing a cascade of bumper cars onto Francis. Describe any injuries. Wait. Describe any injuries caused. You mean caused? Francis was killed. Did the injured employee see a doctor? Doctor, mortician. Dexter claims to have seen someone on the back of the load undoing the strap. Let me guess, it's the same guy we just saw. The boogeyman or whatever.
Callum, where did you go?
At this point, Callum is now just de-aging. I guess we had to do that to open the path. No, that's a different walking simulator.
It's a matter of public record that I am a failure as a mother. Once, when Callum was very small, I left him asleep in the car while I ran an errand. Don't even remember what it was. When I came back, the sheriff was standing next to the car, watching my boy through the window. I didn't like what I saw in his eyes. Judgment. He wrote me the ticket without saying a word. Just the scratch of his pen on the notepad. When he gave it to me, our eyes met. I know what you're going through. My daughter, Helen, she just gets some help. Help was a bolt of lightning. Help was 1,000 volts surging through my veins. Help is agony. I'd rather die. I wanted to scream. I'd rather you pulled your gun and shot me. But instead my mouth said, "Yes, Sheriff."
This lady just seems generally unpleasant. Yep, no way I'm reading that. Maybe there is a zoom and I'm just missing it, but like right mouse, middle mouse, scroll wheel, all that's not doing anything, so I figure there's nothing doing there. Alright, so let's ride the Ferris wheel since we didn't really get much with the bumper cars, and then we'll call it quits. Callum will just have to be found some other day.
So they are going to close this place down. Doesn't surprise me.
Startling number of incidents. The inspector wants the park to be shut down until the owner, okay, that's the owner, Nathaniel Winter, complies with all safety regulations. Political relationship between Mr. Winter and the senator. Everything's built well, but there's a bunch of incidents anyway. A bunch of fatalities. "14 separate incidents of broken bones and crushed ribs while riding the Octotron. What did it do? Go really fast? A bunch of children disappearing in the House of Horrors. Someone drowning in the Tunnel of Tales. I mean, that one probably takes some effort. That tunnel's generally not very deep from what I understand. It is just some water with rails on top. Like, is this here just to provide some interaction in the game besides picking up notes? Because otherwise, why aren't the rides just already stopped? Callum, I'll find you eventually, but I'm gonna make sure to stop on every ride before then, because I'm a good mother. Generally, shouldn't a Ferris wheel have a door there?
People come into your life for a reason. Dad used to say that before Mom ran off. After that, he mostly just drank. Things were different for Don and I. When we met, I was sweeping the floor at Susie's diner. He came in with some workers, but he didn't try to flirt or cop a feel like the others. He just ordered a coffee and sat there, watching me. When my shift was over, he offered to walk me home. I don't know how to describe that walk. We talked and laughed and eventually kissed. It felt like love. It felt like a fairy tale. I can't tell you if Callum was made that night or one of the ones that followed. But I think it has to be that night. That one perfect night. Don and I moved in together, but then, well, he died. According to the supervisor, his safety harness failed when he was working on the top of the Ferris wheel. Don was there one moment, and then gone. Sometimes people leave your life for no reason. I was 3 months pregnant with Callum. Fairy tale fucking over.
And now I'm riding that same Ferris wheel that killed him. Isn't it all just so swell? I was hoping we'd get more than just another monologue there. Maybe I'd see another creepy thing or something, but no. Not even a boogeyman standing on top of the Ferris wheel. Oh, there he is again. That's just his job. He runs the rides when no one else is around. Which I guess he'd have to, right? Because if someone wasn't starting the ride, it wouldn't go anywhere. They're not, like, automated.
Stay where you are!
Yeah, well... I guess that'll do it for the park. We rode some rides and never found our child and called it a day. I guess she just went home, we'll say, in our own little headcanon of the park. Also, does this thing look slanted? Like it's not straight? Is that how it's supposed to be? I don't know, man. On that same list of other amusement park things I'm not familiar with, I don't think I've ever been to a place that had a Ferris wheel. Or at least never been on one. Anyhow, yeah, that's the park. It's about $10 on Steam. It is, you know, fair enough. I knew going into this that it's pretty much a walking simulator where we wander around this creepy park and get some story stuff, but so far the story stuff doesn't seem very interesting. Like, it just seems like, oh, this is this downer, depressing mom, you know, single mom in a hard world. Oh shit, I lost my kid in this creepy amusement park, and maybe there's some supernatural stuff, and it's like, oh, your child is a child of the park, and something, I'm taking him now because I'm the boogeyman. But, I don't know, like, I usually kind of end these on a positive note, like, oh, hey, I'd like to see more where the story goes, but I'm not sure I really care where this story goes, to be honest. It just doesn't seem interesting. Like, either it's going to be, oh, the kid gets stolen by the park, and maybe the mother dies or something, or the kid comes with her and they work things out, and I'm going to be a better mother, and then fishmen happen. But, anyhow, that's the park. It's available on Steam. It's about $10. It's, again, someone else brought up the good point that this might be just a quick cash-in by Funcom, since they're basically selling themselves off now because they're, I guess, going broke, which says very questionable things about the future of the secret world. But, yeah, no, maybe I'll play that more at some point. I don't know if I find people to play it with. like to have a little group. But you folks all take care, and maybe stay out of amusement parks after dark.